all greatness is consistency. That's it. You being consistent. That I can count on you, game in, game out. Week in, week out, you're going to drop that video. I can count on you. You said you was going to write that book, and guess what? You published the book. You said you were going to start the company, and guess what? You started a company. So that's the first point. We got to be men and women of our word. We got to live up to our word. What up, everybody? It's your boy JK. Today is Thursday, so you already know what it is. It's Taco Thursday with JK live on IG, and I'm recording from a YouTube channel, Jeremy Kellem, which you can go subscribe to right after this episode. I'm also recording the podcast for the podcast platforms such as Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, man. Hey, today, man, and every Thursday, man, we tackling different topics, and the topic that we are tackling today is in the form of a question. Do they match? Do they match, right? And before I hit that topic, man, and discuss it and dissect it a little bit, man, I just want to let everybody know that the Taco Thursday with JK podcast is a self-help podcast. It's a self-help podcast targeting young adults who are in the midst of making transitions in area of their lives, such as in starting a career, in a relationship, or even in their role as a parent. And so what we do, man, every Thursday on the episode, well, on the podcast, whether I'm on there by myself or whether I am joined by a guest, man, we tackle different topics. And the topics that young adults can relate to, whether, like I said, whether it's in their career as they search for their dream jobs, or in the midst, or they look for their passion or their purpose, or it's in, as they are dating, or in, establishing their status in their relationships, or even in their role as a parent. And so today, man, the topic, like I said, is do they match? And you might be saying, well, okay, JK, dog, like, what you mean? Like, do they match? Like, what are you referring to when you're saying, like, do they match? And what I'm talking about is, I'm asking you, do your words and your actions, do they match? Like, do they match? Like, does what you say and what you do match? That is a question that all my young adults out there, regardless if you in high school, you 18, 19, 20, you in college, you just got out of college, you in your in your latter years of your young adults like myself in the early 30s, we all have to answer the question, does my actions and my words match? Do they match? And if we're honest, we got to be honest with ourselves. And a lot of times, what we say and what we do sometimes don't align. They don't align, right? And if we look at what we said we were going to do in January, right? When we take a look back in January, we came into January 2022, and we said some things that we were going to do. And so if we look at what we said we were going to do in January 2022, have our actions lined up and matched with what we said we were going to do in 2022. Like what we said in January. Hey, in January 2022, we said, hey, I'm going to do this. Now, cool. We spoke it into existence. We said this is what we was going to do, which we got to say it, right? We got to speak it into existence. But then we must follow suit with action. And so have your actions all year long, have they matched your words? What you're doing right now on December 1st in areas of your life, does it match what you said you were going to do in January, on January 1st of this year? And so, got a couple points, man, I definitely want to, tap into, man, when it comes to this topic, man, the question, do they match? Do your actions and your words, do they match? Or are you saying one thing and you're doing another, right? And so the first point is that, my young adults out there, we got to make sure that we live up to our words. Whatever we say, we have to be men and women of our word. We got to. It's a must that we be men and women of our words. That if we say we're going to do something, we got to live up to our words, because what happens is that the more we say we're going to do something and then we don't do it, then people lose trust in us and people stop believing us. And that's in every area of our lives. If I say, tell my wife, all right, I'm going to strive to get better at this area, and she doesn't see actions that are supporting or matching with my words, she's going to be like, well, Jeremy, you said you were going to do this better, but your actions aren't matching or aligning, right? We can look at our businesses being consistent. Like, think about it. So for my podcast, man, I strive to be very consistent with it. And anybody that's a creator, a content creator, you know that life happens. You know that, things which are, if you not a full-time entrepreneur, like myself, I'm not a full-time entrepreneur, right? That's the goal. But I have a job, right? 9 to 5, I'm an educator. So responsibilities on my job interfere with what I got to do with a podcast, or what I got to do with other areas and aspects of my life and things that I got to do. And so, but I strive to be very, very consistent at showing up on Thursdays, being here on Thursdays. I try my best, right? And the more consistent I am with being here on Thursdays, the more reliable I am to those that listen to my show, because they know, okay, Jeremy said he gonna be here on Thursday, and it's Thursday after Thursday, and here we are in December. In January, Jeremy was here on Thursday, and now in December, JK here on Thursday again. And so I could rely and believe that he gonna be here on Thursdays, right? But it's sometimes we say we gonna do something, and then we say we're going to do something on social media, or we say we're going to do something with our business, or, hey, look out for this, look out for that. And then we start off good. We give it about 3-4 weeks, and then we miss 3 weeks and come on for 1, and then miss 4 weeks. And then people just say, man, their actions ain't lining up with their words. And so we have to live up to our word, that if we say we're going to do something, we got to do it. Now, yeah, we dropped the ball. I dropped the ball. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But I strive to be consistent. Because consistency, that's what it is. That's what it's about. Right? Like, all greatness is consistency. That's it. You being consistent. That I can count on you, game in, game out. Week in, week out, you're going to drop that video. I can count on you. You said you was going to write that book, and guess what? You published the book. You said you were going to start the company, and guess what? You started the company. So that's the first point. We got to be men and women of our word. We got to live up to our word. And the same thing, like, with kids. Like, if you got kids out there, my young adults, man. Especially, like, if you're in young adult age, you probably got some young kids out there. And the crazy thing is, like, as a parent, man, you tell your kids some stuff sometimes. And I'm going to be honest, you tell them some stuff sometimes to just to get them to kind of be quiet, chill out, right? I was at my in-laws' house, right? And my daughter was trying to go up there and wash dishes. I'm like, she kept saying, Daddy, I want to go upstairs. I want to go upstairs. I'm like, for what? She was like, I want to wash dishes. All right, man, we can wait till we get home and wash dishes. Fast forward, a day later, we pull up to the, you know what I'm saying, pull up, we at home. She said, Daddy, I want to wash dishes. And my son's like, Dad, you said that you was going to let her wash dishes when we got home. So you got to let her wash dishes. So my son was basically telling me, Dad, your actions got to match your words. Like, you got to live up to your words. So I'm telling you right now, whatever you say you going to do, whether it's for yourself, whether it's to God, whether it's to somebody else, whether it's to your kid, whether it's to your spouse, you got to live up to your words, right? And what we also got to understand, right? Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18, right? We know this scripture. Faith without works is dead, right? Faith without works is dead. And so back to January 1st, 2022, think about it. You saying to yourself, all right, I'm going to do this, right? This year, I'm going to publish a book. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do this, right? And I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat better. And so you said these things in faith, and you believe, hey, one day I'm gonna have a podcast in 2022, or you believe, hey, I'm gonna lose weight. You believe, hey, I'm gonna start my podcast. I'm gonna start this business. I'm gonna do this, and that's great because we gotta have faith. We gotta believe, right? Where there's no vision, the people perish. So if you don't have things you vision or see yourself doing, then you're gonna just wake up and aimlessly go through life. So we gotta have faith. We gotta have a vision. But that vision, that faith cannot just sit alone. That faith has to be accompanied with works. So I talked about this, man, on some videos I posted, man, this week, and with football. I believe that I was gonna have a wild season, right? I just kept believing, and I wanted to have a wild season, meaning like a wild season, like catching a whole bunch of interceptions. So I had belief and I had faith that God was gonna bless me to catch a lot of interceptions, right? But I didn't just sit on that faith. But after practice, I caught balls, 2 hands, 1 hand. I caught them with gloves, I caught them without gloves. In the summer, I'm catching balls. Shout out to my boy Brad. That was getting me right, you know what I'm saying? Just meeting me in the summer, during the spring, after mat drills, I'm catching balls in the morning. After we did mat drills, I'm working on my hands. Why? Because I had the faith that God would bless me to catch a whole bunch of interceptions. But I had to accompany that faith with works. So whatever you believe in God for, whatever you got faith is going to happen, you got to make sure that the works is there as well. Right? I was just talking to, I was talking to some scholars at a high school, and I said, man, raise your hand if y'all in here, y'all got I was talking to the football team, so I was like, man, hey, raise your hand if it's a girl here at the school that y'all like. And I said, but you haven't told him, you scared to tell him. And dude raised his hand. I said, okay, you like her. You want to pretty much, I'm like, you wanted to say yeah, but if you don't go and shoot your shot, if you don't go and ask the question, how can she even have an opportunity to say yeah if you don't even ask? So you could believe, hey, but that's going to be my wife one day. Or you like, hey, that's going to be my husband one day. But if you don't put the works in, if fellas, if you don't try to wine and dine her, if you don't try to treat her right, if you don't go up there and start the conversation, then how does this stuff just pop up and happen, right? because faith without works is dead. So we got to understand that, hey, you can believe, you must have faith that whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. That God could bless you to do it. That you gonna do it. But you also got to make sure the works accompany. You also got to make sure that you put the work in to ensure to give yourself a better opportunity of that thing coming to fruition. So point one, like I said, we got to live up to our words. Point two, right? Faith without works is dead. So not only do our words and actions got to match, but and we got to, whatever we say, we got to live up to. We got to follow through with it. But we also got to understand that, okay, I said that this is going to happen, right? My words, I spoke something and I'm speaking it into existence. But then I also have to go put the work in, right? There's something I also have to go do for this thing to happen, right? My scholars say they want straight A's. Okay, but what a work after that? What a studying that? You ain't gonna get straight A's by skipping. You still gotta have the words, right? And so Marshawn Lynch said this, man. He right? He said, I'm about that action, boss. Like Marshawn Lynch, like said it the best. Like he was like, I ain't about all that talking. I'm about that action, boss. And that's the third point. Like, we gotta be about that action. Like as we go into 2023, man, we gotta be about that action. Like Marshawn Lynch said, we got to be about that action, because we could just talk. We could say all the stuff we gonna do, all the stuff we want to do, all the stuff we striving to do. But if you're not about that action, boss, then those are just words. And that's in every area of your life. That's in every area of your life. I can think about my kids, man. I could tell them I love them till I'm blue in the face. But if my actions aren't matching up with those words that I say, they're not going to feel love. If I tell them, hey, I love you, son, I love your daughter, I love you, JK, I love you, Jayla. If I say that, but I never spend time with them, they're going to walk away saying my dad didn't love me. Now, I'm telling them I got the words, but my actions not matching. And if my actions don't match my words, what am I doing? So I audibly tell my kids I love them, but then I strive to ensure that my actions show that I love them too, right? And so, man, you gotta be about that action, boss. And though there's some things in my life this year I said I was gonna do and I haven't done yet. Just being honest. I said I was gonna do it. I said I believed that it could happen. I said I believe God could do it, but my actions, then it didn't follow suit. And my mentor, Dr. Devin Pikes, he said this, man, to me. We was talking, and me and Brittany, man, we was dating at the time, and we was long distance, right? It was a long distance relationship, and I was talking to him, and I was like, man, I just, I want to be closer to her, man. I want to be closer to her. Like, I'm tired of this long distance. And he said, bro, what's stopping you from moving? He said to me, Jeremy, he said, it's easier for God to move. He said, Jeremy, it's easier for God to push a moving car than it is for him to push a parked car. Now, God can push a parked car, right? He can help somebody that don't want to help themselves, right? God could do it, but it's easier for God to help somebody that's helping themselves. So he was telling me, like, hey, Jeremy, I know you saying that you trying to, you trying to, end this. You're not trying to be long distance no more. You want to be in person. I know you saying that. But he said, but Jeremy, like, in other words, he was like, but JK, like, bro, you just talking. Like, what you doing? Where your actions at? And to be honest, that's what a lot of us, we doing. My young adults out there, like, we saying what we want. Oh, yeah, man, I want to do this, man. Hey, I want to own my own company. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have this company. I want to have this. I want to be this. I want to be the number one this in the world, number one. And I ask you, I'm saying, are you about that action? Because that's what it boiled down to, is that we got to be about that action. Like Marshawn Lynch said, he about that action, boss. So, yes, we got to have faith. Yes, we got to speak things into existence. But our works, we got to accompany it with works. We got to put the work in, right? That we could say how good we want to be, but if we're not putting the work in, then we just speaking empty words. And then lastly, man, just a reminder, we got to say it, and then we got to walk it out. So as we finish the year, we're in the last month of the year, right? And as we enter into 2023, whatever we say, we got to walk it out. Whatever we say. So if you say, hey, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and start my own company. Whatever, if that's what you say, you got to walk it out. You said it. If you say, hey, I'm going to be a better spouse, I'm going to be a better significant other, I'm going to be a better parent. Whatever you say, you then got to go walk it out. And that's the mentality, I believe, like, that's the energy we got to walk around with, I believe. And we can't just say anything and then do anything. To where it confuses people. To where people looking at you like, hold on, I thought they said they was going to do this, but they were doing that. I thought they said that they wanted to get straight A's, but they skipping class. I thought they said that they was going to start a podcast and they was going to be on here every week, but 2 months then went by between episodes. So they said they was going to do a podcast every week, but 2 months went by and I haven't seen them. So whatever we say, we got to walk it out. Whatever we say, we got to live it out. People, the world should be able to look at our actions and be able to say, have a good idea. Say it again. People should be able to look at our actions and be able to determine or have an idea of who we are. They should. And that's with our spiritual life. Like, if we say, ah, man, I serve Jesus Christ, right? Then people should be, if I say that with my words, then people should be able to look at my actions and say, yeah, that's a man of God. Yeah. People should be able to look at that. Not that, oh, I don't mess up. Not that, oh, I don't sin. Nah. But consistently, overall, people should be able to look at my actions, my consistent actions, and they should be able to see, yeah, that's a man of God. Or they should be able to look at my consistent actions. My kids should be able to look at my consistent actions and say, yeah, daddy love me. You know what I'm saying? Daddy love us. Brittany, my wife, should be able to look at my consistent actions and say, yeah, Jeremy love me. Right? Even if a day go by and I don't say it, she should be able to look at my actions that day and say, yeah, whether it was how I went out and worked, or how, stuff with being an entrepreneur, or how, I come home and I'm trying to help her, I'm trying, helping the kid, whatever it is, she should be able to look at my actions and be like, yeah, JK love me, Jeremy love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I asked you the question, do they match? And when I ask you that, I'm asking you, does your words, or do your words and your actions match? Do they align? Are you saying one thing and doing the opposite? Or are you saying one thing and your actions align with what you said? And to be honest, we got to be honest, because every one of us that came in 2022, we said we were going to do something this year. And there's something that we still haven't done, including myself. And so I gotta ask myself, for the rest of December, are my actions gonna line up? That something that I said I was gonna do in January 2022, I have to make sure that my actions align and match what I said, to make sure that whatever I said I was gonna do in 2022, that I get it done before this year is out. And I encourage you to do the same. All right, and so, man, hey, I appreciate y'all getting on. What up, cuz? Love you, cuz. Hope everything good, man, with the fam. Good to see you. Appreciate you jumping on, Lisa. And, hey, that's what we got for today, man. To all my young adults out there, everybody that got on, I appreciate y'all. Be sure to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeremy Kellem. You go watch this, the actual, visual copy of this. Go to Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts to go listen to the audio. And so, hey, y'all continue to wake up, strive to win on purpose, be intentional about winning, and y'all have a blessed day, man. I'm out of here.